Hello, everybody. It's Roadblock here on the free-to-play challenge account. Um, just finished using up the last of my energy. I did have work again today, so that has put a bit of a stall on everything. But I'm at stage 3 on Deadlands on Brutal. Now I've worked my way up here. As you can see, I was able to 3-star everything along the way. And now this is my farming point. Now, why am I picking the Deadlands as my farming point? Well, one, I can farm it solo with my Athel in her lifesteal set. Since we got the fourth piece of the lifesteal set today, we're able to farm this stage, which will be probably the best XP that I can get. It's also where we can get War Maiden. Now, we do not and will not possess a AoE decreased defense. So I would like to farm a War Maiden if possible, and that is what I'm trying to do. So I figure if I'm going to be leveling champions, let's do it on a stage where I could potentially get a War Maiden to fill out the roster. Now we're almost about to get a whole refill of energy here. Um, I did pull a Sacred and several Ancients that I've gotten along the way. So real quick recap. So normal, completely done. Hard, we got the Sacred. Brutal, we've gotten, as you can see, all the way up to here. Now these first two stages all these stages I could likely do with my duo and get all those stars, but we don't really have anything to book yet with the legendary book. And there's a whole nother chapter, of course, so we could gain. There's probably other better resources awaiting in here. But right now, we need to 6-star Kale. We are falling behind, or 6-star Athel. We are falling behind in that department. And I'm not upset about that. I think we're fine. I like the pace that I'm going at. But there are other teams that have their 6-star farmer completed. And since they're using Kale, they're going to get very far with all the poisons. We did pull some decent champions, though. First of all, let's get the big one out of the way. We finally got our Outlaw Monk, guys. Finally, we got an Outlaw Monk. Uncommon champion. Low-level guy. But 2 poisons on a 3-turn cooldown. And super happy, genuinely, to pull the Outlaw Monk. I think my roster for Clan Boss is pretty much filled out as well, so let's talk about that. So I pulled Hotatsu. Now, this is not a champion that I was all that familiar with, if I'm being honest. But I like his kit quite a bit. Now, I haven't looked at the cooldowns, but yeah, 3-turn cooldown for this. 3-turn cooldown for this. I'm not upset at it. I'm really not. Um, this is even kind of good, too, because we can remove the stun with him up. Now, it's... okay, so that's on a 3-turn cooldown. It's a used ability. It's not a passive or anything. I kind of slightly overlooked it, but um, let's talk about this kit. On the A3, we have the big version of increased defense, as well as a continuous heal. That is great added survivability to the team. We have a decrease attack, which can be booked up to 100% chance of landing. So decrease attack is an essential clan boss debuff that you want to have in order to survive longer against the clan boss, right? If his attack is decreased, then we survive longer. And then we have a leech. It books up to a 60% chance of placing a leech, so not 100. I think Deacon's is 100, maybe. No, even his isn't 100. So that books to 60. What is Deacon's? I'm just curious here. I think I'll take a look. So Deacon's leech is 30, 40, 50% chance. So even a better chance at landing the leech than Deacon. Leech brings a ton of survivability to Clan Boss, and I'm very happy about this. So Hotatsu makes the cut. Obviously, Miscreated Monster makes the cut. That's why we picked him. Athel makes the cut. And then we have 2 open spots. Now, one of them right now is for Selenia Nightcloak because she brings the HP burn that will increase the damage output of our soon-to-be first and possibly only legendary in Rathalos. So once we pull Rathalos, we can we'll get the value out of him, and he does more damage to targets under HP burn effects. So we're gonna go with her. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So really, the Outlaw Monk is less necessary now, but honestly, we may look at it and decide, you know what, the HP burn isn't worth it. That 50% extra damage isn't worth it. We're just gonna go with some other targets. Now, I had and Hatatsu came from a sacred, by the way. I have been pulling all of my shards possible because I want to try and pull while we have the chances at Farrakhan the Fat. Because Farrakhan the Fat would be exactly what we need. He would bring poisons and HP burn, which would just make us the perfect team. And, oh, yeah, it just happens to bring an ally attack as well, which is really good. So, was really hoping I could get Farrakhan. Unfortunately, we didn't. I don't know that I'm going to have any more shard pulls before that all resets. So our weekly shard we get tomorrow at reset. We're 17 hours away from this free ancient shard here, and obviously we could always find some in the market. I did unlock all these. This may have been a bad decision for my resources, but I want to be able to access the ancient shards that show up in the market from time to time. So that is why I went that route. Artifact enhancement event. I mean, the points have become really easy from this. So, probably because we're so low level, but yeah, we were able to get pretty decent points because I've been upgrading a lot of gear. I've also been forging some gear. We'll talk about that here in a second. The summon rush. This is just from pulling shards. You'll see we did get a rare skill tome. So happy about that. What's crazy is we don't have access to any of the tournaments, which I find to be absolutely crazy. Any of the other tournaments, I mean. This is the only tournament we have access to right now until we clear this. All the tournaments for the Fusion we can't get to, yet we can do the events for the Fusion, which I find to be very funny. We've got one guy ready to upgrade here. Or girl. I haven't done Selenia because I want to focus on food first. So that's kind of what we've been focusing on, is leveling up food, because I do want to get Ethel to 60. That's my next big goal. Oh, let's talk about this real quick while I'm thinking about it. I am not going to unlock the gem mine. Many of you posted in my comments, which I'm super appreciative about, that because we're on such a short period of time, we won't actually make our money back by investing in the gem mine. So there's no reason to do so, which makes sense. Let's talk about forging gear. So I did forge some gear. I've only forged 4 or 5 star or 5 to 6 star, not 3 to 4 star gear. You'll see here, we'll forge this guy. I don't have my headphones plugged in yet again. I'm so good at that. This is a really good piece right here, by the way. Extremely good piece. We've got percent stats all the way throughout. Obviously, we'd love to see accuracy or speed, right? But we're definitely going to keep that piece. But I've been forging the gear mostly. I'm just looking for stat sticks more than anything else. Now, I was forging resilience gear and perception gear. Don't get me wrong, Swift Parry is a great set, but you don't get enough resources to start with to craft a full set potentially. And then on top of that, you would need all of them to be good pieces, right? And pieces that you would want all on the same. So if I was to pull like a flat stat chest and flat stat gloves, or craft rather, flat stat chest and flat stat gloves of Swift Parry, those just get taken away, then I can't complete the set. So I like to go with resilience, and obviously perception gear is amazing, right? Accuracy is high in demand early game. We get that from perception, as well as some extra speed, which again is something that's in high demand early game. And then I like resilience because we will be dealing with a lot of champions, especially in the case of Miscreated Monster, who are looking to have higher HP, higher defense values. and such. So those are the two sets that I decided to craft. Like I said, I've only crafted anything that was in the middle or higher bracket. I'm not crafting this stuff down here. And we got some pretty decent pieces. I haven't really equipped or upgraded a lot of them, other than these two right here, just to get the perception set completed. This wasn't necessarily to get the perception set completed. I did not have, and I still do not have, a 4-star helmet other than these ones. And the accuracy ones here are not bad, actually. But I liked that I had both defense and HP percent on here for a tanky character in Miscreated Monster, which is why I went with those pieces. Are the only ones that had HP percent other than the accuracy helm here. And for these gloves, I went with defense percent because, again, I don't have a lot of stuff with HP percent that is 4-star or higher. I'm not interested in using 3-star gear. I want 4-star or higher. Eventually, I would like to replace this piece, which I would likely do. In fact, I'm going to do with this speed set. I'm going to do that right now. I don't mind taking this to 12. It's a 4-star piece. Yes, it's a uncommon piece, but it is still a 4-star piece, which is going to be a lot of base stats to start. And that's what we're looking for. Plus, we also get to complete the speed set. Well, wait, that speed set's already completed because he's using a speed weapon, but regardless, this is still a better chest piece for this champion than a 3-star HP percent chest. So we'll take it to 12. I'm not going to go any higher than that because it's not a great piece. It's not something that I'm going to be using for a long time. The only reason that I take the lifesteal 4-star gear to 16 is because I know that I'm going to be using that gear for a long time on that champion as I continue to farm through the course of this game. So, and of course, in Raid's Infinite Wisdom, we just have to sit here and wait for something to happen. As far as point totals go, I have not taken a look yet. I don't even have it pulled up yet. I came home and immediately started grinding. I wanted to get through all of my energy today, which I have succeeded at. Tomorrow, I will be online all day. I am off work tomorrow. Aside from running errands and doing my, probably cleaning the house and doing other chores, I will be able to play Raid more often and get through some of those not get through some of those areas, sorry. I will be able to use energy as it comes, which is a big disadvantage that I've been at. I've not been able to spend all my energy, number one, and number two, I haven't been able to use it as it's coming in. And that is gonna be a bit of a holdup in any situation where you're trying to compete with people who can play for several hours a day. And this is not... Oh, yeah, no, it does complete the speed set. This is great. I'm thinking of Athel, who has the speed weapon, I believe, right? Yes, I am. Okay. So, we get 3 sets here. That's great. Now, I want to be clear about something, because I'm going to have a lot of new players that are watching, and I haven't done my caveat yet. Every time I record one of these, I want to make a caveat and say, hey, listen... This is not how you play a free-to-play account. I'm YOLOing shards. I'm YOLOing books. I'm not planning for the future. I'm trying to get power level now, okay? And I want to be clear about that because I don't want you to do those things. On a regular free-to-play account, you want to be conserving your resources. If this event has got you interested in playing a free-to-play account, I highly recommend my regular free-to-play series, where I cover a lot of the ways to save and prepare for the future and optimize your chances at legendaries, and etc. Here, I don't want to pull a legendary. It sounds crazy, but I don't want to because it's just a 5-star chicken. I suppose that's good, but I would much rather have epics that are going to give me player power. So far, the 2 epics that I have, Hotatsu, I do think is going to help me in Clan Boss. I truly do. He brings the debuff that I want and a buff and 2 buffs that I want. That's gonna, and the continuous heal does help quite a bit. quite a bit. Now, it is only one turn on a 3-turn cooldown, so we're not getting a ton of healing out of it, but we are getting the increased defense for 2 turns, and as someone who uses right now on my free-to-play account an increased defense across the team to extend and survive a little bit longer, it is a great ability to have available to the team. Also, a good aura in defense in all battles, which I would actually take over the aura of Athel. Now, I don't know what aura Rathalos has, if he has an aura at all. So let's take a look. He has an attack aura, so we would actually use that defense in all battles aura as well. So Hatatsu would likely be my aura lead, just based on the team that I'm currently planning to put out into the game. Other interesting pulls that we have a Marquess. She is a good PV. You know what? She is a good PvP nuker, but she is a little dependent on having an increased defense buff. Well, hey, guess what? We have an increased defense buff with Hotatsu here, so it is likely that I could build a team revolving around Marquess and Hotatsu, maybe as a tag team arena team. Alika, unfortunately, how many books she requires, but still a decent champion that I do believe would give us value in arena. I am going to hold on to her. I'm not going to use her as food like I have done on other accounts. We could gain some value from her. Epics have so much more value on these accounts, just because of the nature of things. Hey, we got some more gems. I know early on I posed a question like, oh, what am I going to use gems on? What am I going to use gems on? And the reality is I could use gems to get more shards. It's extremely tempting right now to pull. I could buy 6 ancients and try to go for Farrakhan the Fat. It's extremely tempting right now to do that while I have this progressive chance to get Farrakhan the Fat. He is that good. He really could make my team by bringing the HP burn that I want, as well as poisons. It's the total package and an ally attack, which we're going for a very attack-based team. It is a consideration. I don't know if I want to do that or not. I feel like it's a little too YOLO, because I'm losing a lot of gems to try and get that player power. But we have made a lot of progress. Let me show you the Athel. You'll see here's the build on Athel, and then the speed gear. So we're at 177 speed. Now, when I looked this morning, that was one of the faster champions. Let me pull up the free-to-play stuff here. And I know I'm behind now. I know that my leader, Odd One, my team captain, I should say, Odd One, and Hell Hades both have rank 6 champions. Most likely their starter champions are rank 6. My guess is some people might be waiting to rank 6 the legendary. I don't agree with that decision. I don't recommend that. And others might just be stuck in the same position that I am, where they cannot play this particular account 24/7, that's an exaggeration, but they cannot play it as much as some of the other content creators can. Yeah, so Odd One and Hell Hades and Crouching Grandpa, they have Tag Team Arena open. Why don't I just show you guys? I don't know why I'm doing this. So these are the leaderboards. As like right here, they're the 2 that have the 6 stars. Fastest champion. Oh wow, look. I'm so that's normal campaign. Hard campaign, I was late to the party getting 252, but I was number 10. And brutal campaign, I am at 171, but even Odd One, Cold Brew, Hell Hades, they all have brutal completed at 252 of the stars. So they've already pulled those 2 sacreds. So and then nobody has really done much in Nightmare yet. Obviously, nothing in Doom Tower. Clan boss progress, we're seeing a lot of normal progression here. Dragon, my record is still there at number 10 now. So I've been bumped down quite a few stages because people are doing 11 and 13. Ice Golem, I'm not on the list anymore. Fire Knight, definitely not on the list there. Spider, I was before, but not now. Minotaur, I haven't done. Arcane Keep, I got bumped down. Void Keep, I got bumped down. Magic Keep, I'm still there. And Spirit Keep, I got bumped down. Force Keep, I'm number 6. So, um, I could go back and redo those dungeons, and that would gain me uh, a boost for sure. So Hell Hades jumping out to a commanding lead right now, most likely because he has that 6-star champion. Odd one in my team is in third, or the team I'm on is in third place, with Team Scratch in second place. Scratch apparently being carried by his team if you look at the points. And Hades is carrying his team. If we look at Team Odd One, you can see Odd One out to a big jump over me at 10,043 points. I'm at 776 points, but I am out of energy at the moment. It's really tempting to use these gems for energy. I don't know if I should use the gems for energy or if I should use them for shards. It's a really tough situation right now to be in. And I know, like, woe is me, but it's rare to be able to pull shards with such a high chance. And we look at Mercy, and I don't know how many shards I've pulled, but I've pulled a few, and I've gotten one epic off of it at an 8% chance. But if we look at the Mercy, 20 summons without an epic. So if we just look, yeah, see, I don't have that many rares. And some of these, of course, came from campaign, right? So if you look at it in that light, I'm nowhere near that 20 mark. So there's no sense, there's no guarantee that I would be able to get another shot. What I do need to do, if I can, is try and get this Sacred. It's a guaranteed legendary, and I now have a 20%, a 20 times chance at getting Farrakhan the Fat. So I might do that. I might try to do that and see if I hit any, no pun intended, roadblocks. It's probably what I'll do as soon as I'm done with this and recording my other videos. Let's try. I'm not going to redo these ones I've already done, but let's do this stage real quick and see. It's frustrating because I am falling so far behind. I don't have a single food ready to go. And one of the, this 4-star, I shouldn't have leveled Alika. I've been using Alika as a filler for now in Clan Boss, but I really need to focus on getting a 60 and getting that done and out of the way. So, but we will try this. Now, I'm going to manual it because I have noticed that these go better when I manual. Now, this particular difficulty is less of a problem. And it is important to note that we did get past Bad Alcazar. I feel like if you're able to get past Bad Alcazar with a 2-man, you can probably do the rest. Short of maybe the Mortu Macabre, who is always a danger, kind of no matter what. But we have a pretty decent counter to Mortu Macabre with Ally Protect. It reduces his damage quite a lot and prevents him from really one-shotting us, potentially. It's not 100% guarantee that it won't happen, but it does reduce the chances of that happening. Yeah. Oh, and there we go. Now we get some energy refill as well. So yeah, I'll probably do that off camera now. I'll go through and continue through these difficulties. I know Godfrey's Crossing is really hard, as well as Hodlow Halls. I've been held up on those before. And then Brimstone Path is actually not that bad once you get to it. It's just more too macabre that becomes the problem. So we will see if I'll be able to do it. It's highly possible that Hell Hades and the other uh, creators are able to do it, not because they have a 6-star instead of a 5-star Athel or 5-star starter champion. So, but I do want that sacred if possible, and I think I should try for it at the very least because it's a guaranteed epic, and then I have a 20 times chance at that epic being an amazing Farrakhan the Fat. So, all right. Well, I am gonna call it a video there. I don't think I think I, let me just read the comments really, really quickly and see if there was anything else interesting in there that I wanted to address. Um, so somebody talked about starting with Mordecai, and I wanted to address that because I did not choose Mordecai, who pairs well with the free champion, but I wanted to look at his kit. So increased 50% more damage against targets under HP burn. So he does have the one AoE hit, but the other two are single target. I'm okay. Just I figured I would get a rare burner. Now I don't have an AoE burner, which could be a big problem for me moving further. But I have a single target burner, and I'm very, very satisfied having that single target burner and going that route with the single target burn and finding success there. So I totally understand where people are coming from with Mordecai because he does have synergy with the Lego, but it's not a big mistake because there are good single target HP burn champions that you can still get that success in clan boss and most dungeon bosses because that's really what you care about. I'm not worried about wave clear on this particular account, really at all. I'm not. So I know I'm gonna find ways to clear waves, and if not, I just tank my way through them using crowd control out of miscreated monster. So not worried about that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for telling me in the comments to not unlock the gem mine. Huge advice that I definitely took to heart. So also the channel has been doing really well. Speaking of, I do want to say, like, if you are enjoying this content, if you're enjoying this competition, please feel free to like and subscribe. It is a huge help for me. I am personally a very small content creator here, and I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. That opens up ad revenue and other monetization avenues for me as a content creator. So if you could please be so kind to toss me a subscribe, I would appreciate that. I'm going to call that the video. Thank you so much for all the support and help in the comments and watching and everything. This is so much fun. I'm so excited to do it. And I am looking forward to tomorrow when I have a lot more free time to be able to commit to it. Good news is that I have several kind of like work 2 days, off a day, work 2 days, off a day, which is going to give me a lot of opportunity to play catch up in between those periods. I don't think I'll be able to do as good as the big dogs, but I can definitely stay competitive, and that's all that I need to do. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.